Welcome back to Party on the Peninsulas with MDP Chair Curtis Hertel Jr. Mr. Chairman, a good friend of mine, George Perlis, used to have what he called the 24-hour rule. After a victory, he would tell his players, you've got 24 hours to enjoy it, then it's back to work. Seems like you're in that
Yeah,
position today.
it's a great message for Democrats across the country. And I will say this, it's not just the governor's races. I mean, it's down ballot where we saw just huge shifts. 12 seats in the Virginia legislature. I told Leader Purry that expectations are much higher now, and that we have the ability to actually take that majority back. In Eaton County, we saw a commission seat. We lost by 10 votes. But Donald Trump had, the Republicans had won that seat by more than 20 points. And we saw a huge shift that we saw there. And so, I mean, here's the thing. I know we always got to set expectations, but I'll tell you this: we should be shooting for the moon. I think that when we look at what's happening around this country, the level of anger, but also energy, is palpable. And, the Republicans have made this shutdown. I mean, now Donald Trump is suing to try to to block food access to people while he's building on the East Wing, um, tearing down the East Wing to build a new ballroom. They see the greed, they see who's on their side, and the Democrats are standing up and fighting. And I think it's incredibly important that we continue to stay strong and we continue to fight back, and that people see that we're fighting for them. But we have to realize that this changes what is possible. And so it's not just the seats that we normally look at. We need to look at well beyond that, because like I've said before, if we shoot for the stars and end up on the moon, that's okay. That gets us to the majority, but we can't leave any district for granted either, because this is a huge amount of potential from what we saw in New Jersey and Virginia.
Before the election, some of my friends were laughing at me, but the race I was watching really closely was in Georgia for the Public Service Commission, of all things,
Yeah,
something
absolutely.
nobody pays attention to. And it was a landslide for two Democrats knocking off incumbent Republicans in a state that hasn't gone for a state candidate for the Democrats in a couple of decades.
Yeah,
Truly
I mean,
remarkable. And they won big.
yeah, and they have a great new chair down in Georgia, actually. And so, and I know how important this was to their state party, and it shows the importance of state parties really in the work that we do. And so, yeah, I thought that was another good example of a shifting in this country that is happening. And I think that people realize, many of them, that they were promised one thing and have gotten bullshit in return. I mean, the people voted for prices to go down and the economy to get better, and they didn't expect their health care to be at risk or food to be at risk. They didn't expect that tax cuts would largely go to billionaires and millionaires while they suffer. I think that the chaos that Donald Trump has done, and Republicans who follow like lapdogs, is incredibly important. I think when you add in, people like Tom Barrett, who literally was on the House floor palling around with Matt Hall this week and is having lunch somewhere in Lansing every day and isn't actually on the ground in Washington, D.C. I mean, you know, um, I couldn't imagine showing my face around town if we were in a shutdown and not actually being there trying to negotiate a solution. But that's what leaders do. And the Republican Party doesn't have a whole lot of leaders, and so they're going to continue to, I think, they seem to be doubling down. I mean, the idea that the president would be suing to not feed people is crazy. And in Michigan, what are we doing? We got a balanced budget in Michigan. We got free breakfast and lunch for kids back. We got full SNAP benefits right now in Michigan. And those are all things that I think are incredibly important and show the difference between Democrats and Republicans and who we're fighting for.
And another difference was pretty evident too, as Republicans in the state held what they called a debate amongst most of their candidates for governor, and it seemed like the main theme there was how much they loved Donald Trump and his policies.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like they're all lining up to try to get that endorsement. I don't know if you saw there was a poll that was put out today that said that if Tudor Dixon jumped in, she would be in first place, and
Oh,
obviously
that would be nice.
that would be great for us. But I mean, all these candidates are flawed because they're all fighting for the wrong things. They're all fighting for an agenda that is being widely rejected across this country right now. And so and we had, really exciting things happen in Michigan. We had, the first African American woman, first to be mayor of the city of Detroit. And what did she run on? She ran on a recommitment to neighborhoods. I mean, I think that the current administration in the city have forgotten neighborhoods. People feel forgotten all the time. They've seen downtown get better, but not their street get better. And for her to run on that kind of kitchen table issue of actually investing and making people's lives better, that's the same message that won in New York. It's the same message that won in Virginia and New Jersey. And I will say this, well, this is you have both progressives and moderates or establishment, whatever you want to call people, right? We have different people that are different lanes of the Democratic Party, but they're all singing from that same hymnal. They're all talking about the economic pain that people are experiencing. They're all talking about making it a little easier to raise a family somewhere in America. And I think those things are really important. And so I think they've given us a path forward. And this party is the party of working people. We're going to keep talking about kitchen table issues. We're going to keep talking about the terrible state of our healthcare system in America. We're going to keep talking about uh, the pain that's being caused by this administration, but not just that, the things that we can do as Democrats to actually make people's lives better when we're in power. And I think that the best example of that is in Michigan, where a Democratic governor is able to fully fund SNAP because of a court ruling, while Donald Trump is trying to sue to make sure we don't feed kids.
I thought it interesting as well that different cities have different needs and different wants in their leaders.
But the hymnal is what's important, right? Like, I mean, I think sometimes we get so obsessed with our differences. I've talked about this before. Do we call them kings or oligarchs? Let's just call them assholes and move on. I mean, at some point, we got to get down to the fact that we are in a fight for the future of this country, whether it's going to be economically possible to raise a family, whether we're going to have a fair, free elections moving forward. What is up against us is so daunting that we can get past our little shades of differences in order to make sure that we're actually delivering for the American people. And I think that for the first time in a very long time, Democrats are on the same page there. That is a good thing for us moving forward, and I think it will bear fruit in the elections moving forward. And so, I'm excited about the wins. We dust off those wins, and we get back up the next day and we go fight. And we opened the Detroit office the day after the election. We had over 200 people in the Detroit office ready to go to work, excited that we're actually now have a permanent home in Detroit, excited about being in communities. We had a food drive and got so many great things. And this is what this party has to be. We're not just a party that fights in the legislature. We fight in the streets, and we fight to protect people, and we fight for their economic well-being, and that's who we are. So I'm proud of that. I'm proud to lead this party right now in Michigan, and I think we have an amazing opportunity next year. And this should be a wake-up call for each of us. That if we dedicate our time, we dedicate our energy, we dedicate a little bit of our money, we dedicate ourselves to this, what is possible? And like I said before, uh, there was a super moon this week. I mean, like a big giant. That should be a big giant glowing light in the sky that tells us what we're shooting for. And what that is a majority in the Michigan House, hold the Senate, win back the governor's race, uh, hold this Senate seat, flip 3 seats in Congress at least. I think we can do more, actually, Walt. I think there's something happening in this country, but we have the opportunity to continue to build on what happened in Virginia and New Jersey. We can't let it be a blip. It's a good day. Wake up, get energized, go to work.
One of the sadly comical things that happened this week, too, is the day after the election, Donald Trump goes down to Florida, one, to play golf, but also to speak at an economic conference, an international conference that was sponsored by Saudi Arabia, Middle Eastern money. And he gets up and gives a speech, meandering speech as always, but his main topic was how good things are going in the United States right now. Inflation is down, prices are down, where the jobs are great, and everybody's happy. It's like he's in a different universe.
Yeah, well, you should go talk to the American people. But here's the thing. Well, you and I have talked about this before. They they're not talking to real people. They're not having town halls. They're not listening to actually what's going on in America. So if you only read your own talking points, the world's always great, right? So
Hey,
I
it's
think
great
at
for
some
Elon
point,
Musk.
sure, yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, but
Elon
the
Musk
average
is up to
person's
$1 trillion now in compensation.
and the fact that we're giving him a tax cut and cut food and healthcare for people should tell you that we're on the right side here. And so I know that Democrats are doom scrollers. I know that we have a tendency uh, to worry and hand wring, but I do think this should change what's possible in your mind. And if this opportunity doesn't wake you up and make you want to go knock a door, go talk to your neighbor. But if this doesn't wake you up and want to be part of taking this country back, then I don't know what will. Because I will tell you, the people of Virginia do not regret the doors that they knocked. They don't regret the phone calls they made. They took their states back and are going to be a force for good in Virginia and New Jersey. And we have got to do the same thing here in Michigan.
And with that, our 24 hours is over. Time to get back to work.
Let's go. Let's go win.
Alrighty.